What's kind of neat is I have a lot of collaboration between artists now.
Do what we are passionate about, which is not just brewing beer, but coffee as well.
We have been here an awful long time, but it's really because of the customers and we have great employees. If I wasn't having fun, I wouldn't be doing it.
If you got something that was made in Maine, that was something special. And I want to make sure that that remains something special.
I fell in love with oysters because of their environmental impact. 50 gallons of water per oyster per day.
Hello everyone, I'm Dan Tilton with Skowhegan Savings Bank, and we are proud to be the presenting sponsor of Cheers from Maine. We're excited to show you the craft brewing, distilling, and wine industry here in Maine and the positive economic impact these industries are having on our state. At Skowhegan Savings Bank, we've been helping Mainers with their banking needs for over 150 years. So please stop in at one of our 12 locations throughout the state of Maine. We would love to see you. Cheers from Skowhegan Savings.
Like much of Maine, Kingfield has a rich history that's steeped in tradition. So it's only fitting that today we're exploring the new Made in Maine outlet, which is home of the official 1901 flag. So Julie, you started out designing and selling all of your products. Tell me about some of your best sellers here.
We pull from a lot of artists in the area. Claudia Diller lives here, and she's actually doing the exclusive print of Saddleback that we'll have over in our Rangeley store. We have Carabassa Valley Jewelry. We have some bags we made from Carabassa Coffee. They have our Dog Not Gone product. That's my original business.
Tell me a little bit about the 1901 flag.
I just thought it was a great fit for us. So we had our graphic artist design our image, and it just kind of caught on. What's kind of neat is I have a lot of collaboration between artists now. It's bringing together artisans in the area, and they're now working together. For example, we have some Ski Maine posters that the artist worked with a woodworking vendor, and they created a whole different work of art. We have a 16-year-old who lives in the area who made these cribbage boards and beautiful charcuterie boards. I have people walking in all the time. They're so talented, and they're just looking to have an outlet for their works. And I'm honored that they come in and let me display it and share it with everyone.
I'm gonna look around and do some shopping. With summer fast approaching and all the warm weather adventuring that goes along with it, don't forget to protect yourself and your pets from ticks and mosquitoes with Dog Not Gone. The permethrin-treated apparel for people and pets sold here at the Kingfield Made in Maine outlet, as well as Rennie's and LL Bean. With a fresh Made in Maine haul, let's scoot down the street to another Made in Maine gem, Orchard Girl Cidery. Today we're checking out Orchard Girl Cidery, and joining me is Daniel Gassett, owner and CFO, Chief Fermenting Officer that is. Hey Daniel, thanks for having me. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Orchard Girl Cidery?
Noelle, thank you for coming in, and welcome to Orchard Girl Cidery. This is the tasting room here. Orchard Girls came about because I had come from the wine industry in Virginia, and I noticed there were plenty of orchards around, and so instead of playing around with grapes, I decided to play around with apples, which were there in abundance here in the state of Maine. I felt like if I was going to be able to offer anything unique and special to the world, it would be cider, and so I committed myself to it. The cider is now being nationally recognized. I hope to grow it even bigger, and we'll see where it goes. Having a local orchard that I'm able to partner with, North Star Orchards out in Madison, I want that to be part of the cornerstone of this business, where when I would come to visit Maine as a child coming up from Virginia, if you got something that was made in Maine and that had that written on the product itself, that was something special. And I want to make sure that that remains something special. When it comes down to the recipes, it was, which I do 12 different ones throughout the year. It just came down to, well, one, having fun with it, with a basis of apple juice. What else can complement that? Doing the main thing of, obviously you're gonna play around with blueberries, because why not? And so blueberry cider's on the menu. And you just kind of go from there as people come in, and I describe the ciders to them, and there's not gonna be anything sweet or sugary in there. The sigh of relief is kind of overwhelming. So I have 6 on tap all year round, and those rotate given the season.
So what do we have on tap today?
So today we have a traditional cider that's fermented with a touch of honey, a lemon ginger, a cranberry, and there's hibiscus, beet cider, and number 6 is a pineapple mango and a jalapeno.
So are they all designed to be drank in succession, or are you supposed to bounce back and forth?
I'm a dancer, so I like to dance. So I'll start, I'll give a sip to each one. Keep 6 different types on tap year round, and they revolve a little bit.
Well, that hibiscus beet is calling my name, so I can't wait to try that and everything else in the flight. But for now, let's throw it over to my friend Don Littlefield to see where his tailored adventure is taking him this week. Cheers!
Cheers.
From Orchard Grow Cidery.
Today we're on the road in central Maine. You know how this story goes. Dad's looking for a retirement project and talks it over with his son. His son says, have you ever thought about opening up a coffee roaster? Or maybe a beer brewery? Dad says, perfect, let's do both. Bob and Zach Bryant opened Bryants Brewing at the family home on Great Moose Pond in Heartland, Maine, just over a year ago.
When I thought about doing a brewery, I was moving back to Maine. The opportunity was here in order to do the brewery in the garage, and it was one of those things where it was possible to not expend my entire retirement and do what we are passionate about, which is not just brewing beer, but brewing coffee as well and roasting our coffee. It is a full commercial brewery that we have in the one bay of my garage. We have a couple of 2-barrel fermenters, as well as a number of 1-barrel fermenters and bright tanks. The benefit of that is we can also lager, so we not only have ales on tap, we have lagers on tap as well. At one point in time, we're looking at purchasing Heartland Academy down in town. At that time, we started giving all of our beers the names of, or alliterations of, schools. So we have our IPAs all the way to our Belgians, and the one thing we don't do, frankly, is we don't do sours because we don't feel like we should intentionally ruin our beers.
So this looks like the place. I was sent here by a guy named Bob who says he's related to you. Are you
Yes,
Zach?
that's my father. Yes, absolutely. Welcome to Bryants Brewing's new coffee trailer.
This coffee trailer is new into the Bryants Brewing enterprise. What
Yes.
happens here?
We just originally got this trailer for Maine Maple Sunday at Eureka Farms. That was the first event we put it to work at. We had also just recently acquired the building that is behind us here. We decided that once we were done with the event, we were going to put it out here. And since putting it out here, we've actually already gotten some other requests for us to do other events.
Bob, thanks for having me in. Tell me about the beers we have here.
Well, thanks for coming in. You're drinking a baccalaureate Belgian blonde ale. It's brewed with wheat and a Belgian yeast that provides the esters for a very tasty beer.
And what do you have?
I have our Principal's Office Oatmeal Stout. It's a traditional oatmeal stout, and we've got it on nitro, so it has a nice smooth head.
Look at that. Well, sounds great. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers from Bryants Brewing, and cheers from Maine.
I grew up in South Portland, so I am familiar with the community, and it's great to be able to work with folks from all different financial paths to help them achieve their goals. We've been welcomed to the Portland community with open arms. Folks are really excited to have us down here and interested about our options. Come on into our Marginal Way location. We have plenty of products for banking or lending, and we'd love to see you.
Welcome to Freeport,
Tawny,
Dan.
great to finally meet you.
I think we have a spot that you're going to love. I heard you like oysters and beer.
Two of my favorite
We've
things.
got 'em both.
Awesome, let's check it out.
Dan, I'd like to introduce you to Ken Sparta. Ken Sparta is the owner of the Oyster Bar.
How are you? Great to meet you.
Spartan Sea Farms and Freeport Oyster Bar.
Oh, I'm super excited to be here. I love oysters. I love a good beer. I can't wait to hear all about it.
Freeport Oyster Bar opened last June. It's in this beautiful carriage house. Our landlords are the Freeport Historical Society, and we're really happy to be partnered with them. Carriage house was built originally in 1830. Dan Crowley from Traditional Building and Design built this lovely bar out for us and sourced lumber from a train station built in 1830. It's just a beautiful place to be, and it's a beautiful place to eat oysters and have a glass of wine. I fell in love with oysters because of their environmental impact. I love the way they taste. The day before I was inducted into the Navy was the first oyster I ever had with my father. But seeing how much they filter in the water, 50 gallons of water per oyster per day. So on an oyster farm that has 1 million oysters, that's 50 million gallons of water. That has a huge impact on Casco Bay. That's what I love about oysters. Here at Freeport Oyster Bar, we source our oysters locally. We're farmer owned. My partner, Thomas Henninger, owns Madeline Point Oyster right in Yarmouth in Broad Cove. And then my farm, Spartan Sea Farms, I own with my son, Leo. And we are just west of Crab Island in Freeport. And then we're part of the Maine Family Sea Farm Cooperative. We try to have somebody from the co-op on the ice all the time. There are well over 100 amazing oyster farms on the coast of Maine, and we're happy to buy oysters from all of them. I think that the oysters that are coming out of Maine right now are the best oysters in the world. We're shipping them all over the country. Compared to oysters that you've had from the Gulf or Chesapeake Bay, these are head and shoulders above that flavor profile-wise. Freeport is an amazing town. I've been here for 27 years. It's a fantastic community. We know each other, we support each other, we work together well. I'm a big fan of Mass Landing has delivered us some great Pilsners that are very, very good. Actually, right now I'm kind of stuck on one of the wines that we are serving, which is from Greece. It's a Peloponnese and it's fantastic. It's called Lost. I know that whenever I want something perfect to go with my oyster, I can just ask Brandy, our bartender, and she will give me exactly what I need. We've been able to do fundraisers, not just for our landlords, the Historical Society, but we've also done fundraising for some of the local nonprofits, including Freeport Community Services. If you have the opportunity to just follow us on Instagram, you'll see some opportunities to come out and support some great organizations and have some great oysters at the same time. Thanks for coming in to Freeport Oyster Bar, you guys. Wow. These are some oysters from Spartan Sea Farms that my son and I own. Some Cosmo Mignonette. And
fantastic.
Welcome.
So we're looking forward to also coming back. The last weekend in June is the Freeport, or the Maine Oyster Festival, one of the largest actually in the country. So it's growing in popularity, I would say, just like Freeport. Freeport is a great coastal town. It's unique in the fact that we're busy year round, and we owe so much of that to the revision of Freeport. We have a chance to become even better and stronger than we've been before.
Well, thank you, Tawny. Thank you, Kent. So exciting to hear about all the economic development here in Freeport and so many exciting things. I appreciate your effort too to support nonprofits. Our bank does the same thing, and we love to support our communities just like you. Amazing. Thank you so much. Cheers from Freeport. It's been great to be here in Freeport and see all the activity going on in town, including our friend Ken at Freeport Oyster Bar. Now we're gonna go visit an expanding business here in Freeport, Goodfire Brewery. We're gonna start by going to their original location in Portland where they do most of their brewing. Julia, thanks for having us here today. We're super excited to learn a little bit about Goodfire. Tell us about your brewery.
Well, thank you so much for spending this important day with us. It is International Women's Day here at Goodfire Brewing Company. Our brewing company started about 6 years ago with the idea, but we've been at this location for just over 5 in the East Bay side. It started with my husband's idea that the chemistry behind brewing is one of the most fascinating things out there. And Prime was invented in our basement next to our laundry machine. Then he came to know an incredibly talented brewer named Gordon Jones, who's our head brewer, and together they concocted this idea of this really special place.
You've got another person working in the brewery area as well, Courtney, right?
Exactly. She came to work for us just over a year ago, and so pleased that she joined us for many reasons, one of which is that she introduced me to this wonderful organization named Pink Boots Society. And today, as part of our International Women's Day celebration, we are brewing a beer as a fundraiser for the Pink Boots Society. They do this brew around the country in celebration of International Women's Day.
Pink Boots is important to me because I think it's a great opportunity for women in non-binary or really any diversity to get a foot in the door in the industry. And then also it's a great educational opportunity for people. So I was 20 when I started working at a brewery. I originally didn't understand why, but kind of more I got to see the industry, saw that it's definitely, being a 24-year-old woman trying to get a manual labor, male-dominated job was really difficult. And it's great to see people now having a lot more opportunity, and I think Pink Boots does a great job of helping bring people together.
We're just so pleased to know about it through Courtney. She said to us on her interview day, part of the condition of me working here is that we support this organization and we do this Pink Boots brew every year. I just loved that. That's because awesome. She was really lifting other women up when she was in the process of herself, extending her career.
As we celebrate this super special day, we have another guest with us here today. What's your name?
I am Raya, and I'm her daughter.
You are her daughter, right? What's your favorite thing about this brewery?
It's just a place where I just had a lot of memories here because I kind of grew up here. They're kind of like family to me.
We have an amazing community here on the East Bay side. We even have Melissa from Bellflower Brewing and her daughter Maple here brewing with us today, which is really special. But we also have another new location up in Freeport we're really proud of. It's a tasting room and kitchen. We would love to have you up there sometime soon. Freeport is an amazing community and we are so honored to be a part of it. Hope you won't be a stranger. You'll come visit us.
Definitely not. Can't wait to get up there and see that. And we have a location here in East Bayside as well. We're thrilled to be your neighbor. It's just awesome to see you guys blossom here in this community.
Dan, you have Prime. It's our flagship IPA. And then Julia, you have Georgie, our fruited sour. And then here I have There Is No There, our new rice lager.
Awesome. Well, Julia, Courtney, both thank you so much for having us here. It's been really awesome for us to learn about Goodfire Brewery. Cheers.
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 Happy International Women's Day.
Whether you're looking to finance a piece of equipment in a quick couple of days to more of a term loan or a commercial line of credit, we have the experience and the ability to customize deals to benefit the customer. The reason why we have such strong relationships is our team is available. If you need them, they will answer your call. I'd encourage anyone that has commercial banking needs to stop into one of our 12 locations and start your relationship with us today.
Hey everyone, welcome to the heart of Portland's Old Port. I am in front of a local favorite that's been around since 1980. And if you like a good happy hour, I got good news for you. They have two here. We're gonna go inside and see Sean and check out some of the homemade goodies that he's made actually by hand for us.
Cheers, everybody. My name's Sean McCarthy. Welcome to Dock 4. We've been here since 1980 in the heart of the Old Port. We hope you'll join us. We're known for a lot of things. We're the go-to place for happy hour with our $1.95 pints. So we have that every day from 3 to 7. On the weekends, we have $3.95 mimosas as well from noon to 7 o'clock. And we're really famous for our gourmet Jello shots. And they're really, really good, and people love them. We have been here an awful long time, but it's really because of the customers, and we have great employees and just the whole mix. Now we have children of people that were regulars that are coming in, but you know, they're 21, 23, 24 years old. We have a huge following for Premier League, especially Arsenal. It's a lot of fun, a lot of singing and screaming, and it's funny to watch, you know, people are just out for a morning walk from their hotel and all of a sudden there's a goal scored and the place erupts and people are just, oh, what's going on? Then they walk over and have a mimosa and say, oh, this is fun. We have a lot of people that are regular customers, but they're from away because this feels like their neighborhood pub back home. We've been told many, many, many times over the years that this is the Cheers of Portland, Maine. In the summertime, we do a lot of lobster rolls, crab rolls, and salads, and year-round we do pizzas and cheese nachos and things like that. It's, you know, and it's all homemade stuff. You know, it's all the dough's done right here, and we've got different specialty ones. Like we'll cook you one up a little bit. That's a cheeseburger pizza. It will taste just like a cheeseburger. And with same thing, like different themed ones. We did one for St. Patrick's Day where we had mustard instead of tomato base, and then we put corned beef and cabbage on it, and you know, people loved it. We do one for Kentucky Derby that's like a hot brown and things like that. If I wasn't having fun, I wouldn't be doing it. The employees basically are like family and kind of keeps things going that way. Some of the best ideas in the world are stolen from other places that you've been to in your travels. And this kind of came from a restaurant, a little bar in New Orleans, a dive bar. It's a lot smaller than this, and they're famous for it. I mean, they've got a big ice cream machine, and they pour them all day long, and they're very, very good. And we'll make Johnny a frozen Irish coffee, and they're really good. I mean, they're kind of dairy based, and you know, I also call them a cure-all because in New Orleans, if you've ever been there, chances are probably about 95% that you're hungover the next day, and these are a very, very good cure for a hangover. I found this in a bar in New Orleans called Aaron Rose, and they're they're world famous for this, and they have another restaurant in the market down there that does the same thing. The best ideas are stolen and tweaked a little bit.
Today for Johnny, we made the Aaron Rose Irish Coffee. We're proud to be serving these this summer here at Dock Fore. And on top of this Irish coffee, we have Café du Monde, right from New Orleans. Cheers.
Wow, what do we have here?
Cheeseburger pizza. It's got ketchup and mustard for a base instead of regular pizza sauce. And then it has sliced pickles, then your mozzarella provolone blend of cheese, then it has ground beef and onions. It tastes just like a cheeseburger.
Well, if the gourmet Jello shot was any indication of how gourmet the food is, I think we're going to be all right here.
I think you're going to love it.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
Well, this place must have one of the best happy hour deals in the city. Happy hour every day from 3 to 7.
Yes, 3 to 7 every day, $1.95 pints, and it doesn't end there. We have a second happy hour that kicks in at 7 o'clock every day with a 20-ounce draft for just $3.95.
Double happy hour. We got the gourmet Jello shots, the gourmet food, and the gourmet Irish Rose. So with that, cheers.
Cheers!
Ryla? It's Raya. I know. I don't know where I got Ryla from.
I am dishwasher here. I'm farmer out on the water.
I'm in front of the, I was going to say watering hole. I don't know why.
So
I don't remember what this beer's name is.
That's how we cheers and drink. Yeah. You should know anyway.
I don't know where any of the taps are.
Do you use that axe back there to cut down the apples yourself?
That's supposed to be used on people. When I haven't gotten to that.
How are you? No, it's all right. Good plug for the Postal Service.